Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, welcome to the subject of machine design 1. We are right now in the process of designing a knuckle joint for the given values. In last two lectures we have covered the design of pin and design of eye end of that particular knuckle joint for the given values. In our last lecture for knuckle joint design, that is this lecture, we are going to learn about the design of forked end, or it is also called double eye end. What we know about is the rod diameter is constant for all the cases. So rod diameter, we know this, rod diameter is equal to 30 millimeter. So let's go for the design of forked end. What we know is forked end has the same cross section or the same shape as that of eye end. The only thing it is different in is its structure. Now this structure is twice the eye end. So these two eye ends are clubbed together to make the forked end. And this is how the loading is going to act on this. Now again we know that this particular thing will fail under two kind of loading. One kind of load will be shear load and another will be tensile load. So let us consider the tensile aspect of this particular thing and let's consider whether it is going to fail or not. So the formula again equals to P is equal to the difference between the diameters d1 minus dp into the length. This time we are going to consider the thickness instead of length. So the thickness is t1, which is twice because there are two thicknesses we need to consider, this one and this one, and then it's a tensile stress, and make sure that this is the allowable value. We know all the values except this. This is the diameter for forked end, the outer diameter, which will be this one. If I take the copy of this particular thing, I'll draw it here. This particular thing is going to look like similar to the eye end. The only thing is they are twice in the number. So this outer diameter we are going to figure out, which is d1. So after substituting the values that I have, p value is 33 into 10 raised to 3 equals. Now the only thing is we know that the eye end and this particular thing are going to be same. I repeat, eye end and this particular forked end will be having the same outer boundaries. So in that case I can say that the diameter d1 for this end and the diameter d1 for the eye end are going to be same, and that's why the value of d1 I can take as 120 again. So it becomes 120. The dp diameter I already have is 30 into, I know that the thickness which we have assumed is twice 23. So what is unknown in this case? There is nothing unknown. We are going to find out the induced value of particular stress, which is the tensile stress. Now we are going to compare the induced value of tensile stress with the allowable value of tensile stress, and in that case we will see whether it is safe or not. In that case we have to increase the dimensions. So if we solve this equation, I'll get the value of sigma t equals, I already solved this for you. The value comes out to be, and the value which we have worked out is somewhere around 7.97 Newton per mm square. And as far as the tensile loading is concerned, the value what we have is, the allowable value what we have is 65 Newton per mm square. And hence I know that sigma t which is induced is much smaller than sigma t allowable, and hence I can say that this design is safe. This is how this design gets safe. But we have to consider the shear aspect also, and that's why we'll move ahead with shear failure aspect. The formula that we mix out in shear is again, now it's again a double shear, and that's why formula becomes twice of the difference between the diameter, the outer diameter and diameter of pin divided by 2 into twice its thickness into shear stress. Again we are going to do the same way. This is its actual load, axial load. We have the values which we have figured out, and the value of T1 that we already have figured out. We have to see whether the induced shear stress is greater or smaller than the allowable shear stress. So when we substitute the values, twice the diameter which we have figured out is 120, diameter of pin is 30, divided by 2 into twice the thickness what we have is 23 into tau. So we have already figured out the value and it comes out to be somewhere around 1.15 Newton per mm square. Now this is the induced value of shear stress, but we already know that the allowable value of shear stress is somewhere around 30 Newton per mm square. So can I say the allowable value is much greater than the induced value? Yes, and that's why this design is also going to be safe. Since tau induced is much smaller than tau allowable, the design is safe. Now so far this design of forked end is safe in tension as well as in shear. There is third aspect also we had discussed. If you remember, it may fail under crushing also. Crushing is a kind of compressive load under which the object can be crushed down or it can fail, and that's why we have to consider the crushing aspect also. So crushing failure. Now the formula is again based on the axial load, which is equal to diameter of pin into twice the thickness. Now try to understand. I'll draw the cross section of the forked end. This cross section, if I consider, this part only is going to fail under crushing. So in that case, this is the area, projected area we are going to consider, where this is the diameter of pin, this one, and these are two thicknesses. And of course, the stress kind is the compressive stress or shear crushing stress. Sorry. Therefore, as we substitute the values, the dp value that we already have is 30 into twice of thickness. The thickness we have obtained is 23 into the crushing value we have already found out, and which is somewhere equal to 85. So we have to verify whether the induced value is greater or smaller than the allowable value. So sigma c is what we are going to found out, whereas we know that sigma c allowable is equal to somewhere around 85 Newton per millimeter square. And when we solve this example, so when we solve for the crushing stress, we get the value somewhere around 23 Newton per millimeter square, somewhere around. Now it is obvious that this value is smaller than the allowable value. Now since sigma c is much smaller than sigma c allowable, and therefore this design is again safe, but this time it is safe under crushing. So what we had started with, I'll quickly revise. This is the end of the problem. What we had started with was the, or we will say the summary or the findings of this particular problem. The important finding, the very first important finding is the diameter of rod, which we found out was 30 mm. The diameter of pin, which was again 30 mm, can take the higher value also. The length of pin we found out was 13 mm. The thickness of the forked ends we found out was 23 mm. The diameter D1 for the forked end as well as the eye end we found out was 120 mm. And then using all these values, we found that safety in for all these parts, right from the pin, then eye end and forked end. Forked end, safety we found for tensile load or tensile stress, then shear, and then crushing. If you remember, we had discussed only these three type of failure modes of knuckle joint, and since the parameters which we have found out for the given material and for the given loading condition are safe in all these three aspects, and hence this design of knuckle joint is completely safe. Now let me tell you another thing, which of course is not part of our syllabus, but after finding out these values, there is a possibility for optimization of this value. That means we can change this value slightly to save the material, and that case also all of them will be safe. But since we are not going into the in-depth calculation of design. For our case, this is the sufficient design parameters. So this was the problem on design of knuckle joint. In next session, we are going to look at the design aspects of turnbuckle and important formulae that they use in turnbuckle design. In successive lectures, we will be looking at how to design a turnbuckle. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to eKida. Thank you.